It's Let's Talk Thursdays. Yay! Thursdays. Like the day before the weekend starts. Oh, I missed you guys. Boy, have I got news for y'all. It has been a turbulent 2 weeks. 2 weeks. But I'm here. Woo! So I'm gonna give everybody some time to get in. Oh, you like my glasses? Trying some new things out, testing some new frames out. So at least y'all told me y'all liked it. So, oh, I got 2 glass wearers who said that they like the glasses. Ring on the baby talk. Oh, and as everybody knows, this live is all things GiGi. And so first of all, I'm gonna get all this preliminary stuff out the way. Sort of like who I am. So I'm Momma Rhodes, known as that person who always has something to say, as my daughter would say, truth serum. Gonna tell it like it is, but with love, as my friend would say. I'm gonna say this with love, and it's from the heart, and it's to help you. So that's why I'm coming to you all today, because Momma Rhodes did a transition. So if you like what you're seeing, please share on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not on Twitter yet, but I am on YouTube. So if you want to replay, you're not a Facebook person, or you want to tell somebody, it's Convo with Momma Rhodes. You can also find me on my website, www.convowithmommarhodes.com. So let's get off into this GiGi thing. First of all, I have a great support group. And y'all know I always say to make sure y'all have a great support group, because that is very, very important. Why? Because sometimes you don't know what you're doing. And everything that everybody told me who has gone through being a first-time grandparent, it was true. First, I want to say, I never thought that I could love somebody more than I love my own kids. It's like love times 10. It's like a whole nother euphoric type love. Kind of like you have this, okay, you kind of like the nation, like the queen that oversees the whole nation. So that's how I feel about my grandbaby. And the thing I always looked forward to was to be in the room holding my daughter's hand while she gives birth. But this pandemic did not allow that. As you know, you can only have one support person there, and they have to be there the entire time. So for those who are going to go through this, being a grandparent, or you're going to go through this, you might be your second or third child, or you going through this, here are some tips. The reason why I had to take a breath, because Momma Rhodes got very, very frustrated. Because, how should I put this as politely as possible? I didn't agree with some of the decisions that the doctor was making. I just didn't feel as though that they were doing proper care for my daughter. But God saw her through it. So here are a few tips. When you pack your bag or your luggage, make sure that you have some good snacks off in there for your support person, because you will be fed, but they don't feed your support person. So at the kindness of your heart, for those that have husbands, because we know husbands tend to be not as great planners as women or the wives, how should I say this? If your support person is a male, you want to go and support and get them all their goodies or whatever and pack it along with maybe their toothbrush and deodorant and all that, because they can't leave. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if that's the same here, but in the Bay Area, only leave one time. So you have to make sure you have all your essentials, because a 2 to 3 day stay can be very unbearable if you got no toothbrush, no deodorant, or maybe a change of clothes. Maybe even bring a blanket. And some other things. Let me see. What else? Now, I will say this. I think Texas might be a little bit. Now, yeah, I know y'all gonna come at me for those that aren't Texans, but I think that we are a little bit better because we are more open. I know at first we were mad at our governor for opening up the state like that, but after going to California, spending time in the Bay Area, I can say I thank him for doing that. It was scary and sad. Couldn't go to no restaurants. Well, you could go to a restaurant, but everything was takeout. You only do so much takeout because it's not as good. So I missed going inside of restaurants. Everything just didn't look the same. And it was a tremendous amount of homelessness. Like homeless time 20. I was even say homeless time 100. They have, you know how we have tent cities? Well, y'all, they got RV tent cities. So they got homeless, then they got tent cities, and then they got RV tent cities. So it tugged at my strings on that. But I digress. So let's talk about this birth and becoming a GiGi. When my daughter went in to go the first time, I just knew she was gonna go in, and we were saying our goodbyes. Even took a little picture, snapped it, came back, and then I thought she was gone. I just knew baby Amaya was gonna be born on that Saturday. Mind you, let me add, she's a very good listener, because I called her because we would do the flight on that Friday. So I called her on that Friday and told her she better not come till I got there, because my daughter was experiencing some symptoms of labor. So I had to tell her, no ma'am, no, you need to wait till IF landed, which she did. She did. So my daughter went into active labor that night. So they take her, and what I experienced is labor, and what I remember is labor. And I had to dig way back in my memory. So for you moms that are going to be support or be there for your daughters, you might want to go ahead and think about that a little bit deeper, because I had to dig way back of what it felt like to give birth. So most of her labor happened at the house. So that night, she was getting worse, and I told her, I said, this doesn't look good. I just got a bad feeling. And always go with your gut. And so did she. So she goes in to the labor and delivery. Even her doctor said go. Now, another thing, that labor and delivery and the doctor need to get on the same page. So the doctor told her go in. She goes in, and they were full, which I can understand. We're in a pandemic, and everybody seems to be pregnant. So they probably didn't have the space for her, so they wanted to do the bulk of her laboring at home. So she comes home, do the labor, which I was shocked when they walked back through the door, because I was like, I thought I'd be getting a phone call telling me that I'm a GiGi, and why are you here and still pregnant? So we go into Sunday. So Sunday's there. Come in, and she's doing fine and everything, but then something just came over me, which I think it was coming over her, and I said, and we both agreed, you need to go in and pitch a fit and tell them you ain't leaving. Just stay there and demand that you ain't leaving. Luckily we did, because later on that Monday, baby Amaya arrived. And she arrived very fast. So I was very scared. And let me tell you about this Amaya. She loves drama. Boy, does she love drama. Because I was due to host Bible study on that Monday, 8 p.m. y'all time, 6 p.m. their time. She came. Y'all, not lying. She came right at 6:01. Might have been 6 before we even realized it. So right off the bat, I think this child likes to have an audience, because I had the people on the Zoom call and the Bible study kind of on hold, and the ones that were already in the room, so I could coach her through. Another tip, I think it's your right. Some people who are nurses or doctors might disagree with this, but some hospitals or doctors don't like you to have the Facebook in there or doing a live or recording. Maybe for legal reasons. I'm not sure. But since y'all banned me from being off in there, I told my son-in-law, which I love to death, you do it. You tell them this is happening, because my baby is off in there giving birth without me. So she did it. And I saw my baby being born. And I have to say kudos to my son-in-law, who I knew he had to be my daughter's support person. And he had me on Facebook. And y'all, he also was trying to instruct the doctor on what to do, because she wasn't even telling me. You know how I always thought, and I could be wrong, maybe it's new, but shouldn't they want us to say that, oh, this one more push, she's here, come on, this is it. Nothing from the doctor. So my son-in-law is sitting up there telling us, where is baby Amaya in this transitioning into the world? And he was the one to tell us that, oh, yeah, last push, this is it, Mom. And I said, oh. And he remained calm. He didn't pass out. Big trooper. Kudos to him. I mean, multitasker, because he had to control me. He had to control his wife, and looks like he had to control the doctor and be concerned about the baby Amaya when she got there. So it was 4 things he was doing. So I thank him for that. So that's all about the labor and delivery part. And the hardest part was seeing her go through labor. And one of the feelings you as a mother, to see your child suffer. And you wanted to take that pain away. If I could have taken Amaya and put her in my body and went through that pain, I would have. Without a heartbeat, anything said. Because to see my baby girl in agony like that really tugged at my heart. So if you're becoming a first-time grandmother, just believe me that you're going to have that feeling. And you want to cry, but in the meantime, you have to be strong. And you are scared. And since it's all over and she's on the live, I tell her that I was scared to pieces. Clean that up. Y'all know what I really want to say. It's a feeling like I just really wished I was there. But I wasn't. Maybe after the pandemic, I can then be there. Now, one of the other things I highly recommend you mothers or my pregnant moms that are out there do soon. The hospital is going to give you this little kit if you go natural or you deliver naturally or, naturally with an epidural. But it's not good. So, me, being bougie as I am, because anybody that know Momma Rhodes knows she bougie, my daughter called and said, Mom, can you go get me some cooling pads? Never even heard of that. This generation got it made because that wasn't in my time. I said, what is cooling pads? So I went up there, I Googled it, and then found out it's this thing called Frida Mom. So let me show y'all. So I went and got it for y'all. See, it comes in this nice pink package here. And what it has in it is called the Postpartum Recovery Essentials. Now this is coming from a lady who just gave birth about 2 weeks ago. She said, quote, her quote, this box was lifesaver. This made her feel like she wasn't a patient, but like she was a mom. So what is this, you say? Me too. I said it comes with a wearable, disposable postpartum underwear. So she said them underwear that they give you at the hospital, ain't gonna support it. She just didn't feel right. Just now you think you're gonna lose something. But she said these fit snugly and comfortably, which also allowed to have the cooling pad, which is like an instant ice maxi pad. Now, I'm gonna be funny here because I told her, you know, I'm thinking about taking up cycling, and you know, that bicycle seat is kind of tough. So I might see if I can wear some of these instant ice maxi pads. So if you know, after a workout, you know, like Soul Cycle or those. And then last but not last, number 4, it comes with a Soothe and Perennial Cooling Pad Liner. So you have the cooling pad, and then you have a pad liner. And then you have the Relieve Pain with Perennial Healing Foam. I'm not for sure she did that one or not, but if you can, and this was at Target. I had to find this at Target for 50 bucks. And you get all that. I don't know how many pads of underwear you get off in here, but she said that this was the best thing ever. So I'm going to gift this to somebody because I think from here on out, this is probably going to be what I'll be giving at baby showers. Hopefully they're not having a C-section. But I always like my gifts to serve a purpose. And everybody always gives the baby stuff. So if you want that, I highly recommend this Frida Mom. Sold at Target, and each one of those items, this is just the kit, and each one of those items is sold separately. So if you just want, I would definitely highly recommend the Cooling Ice Maxi Pads for you moms who's going out there to have available when you come back from the hospital. Because she said that she just basically threw that stuff that the hospital gave her away, and it was all Frida Mom after that, which helped her tremendously. For us veteran moms, we know what's going to happen. I don't want to scare anybody who's probably getting ready to go through this. It is a beautiful experience. And you're giving life. So let's talk about baby Amaya. So she's the most beautiful baby in the world to me. Yes, I'm biased. She looks a lot like her mommy and her dad. She was 8 pounds, 8 ounces, and 23 inches long. Really 22.5, but we just rounded it up to 23 inches. So I'm taking it that she's going to be tall. Both her parents are tall. And she's a lot like me, I think, because she's only 2 weeks. but she has those dark eyes, and she likes to stare into people's souls. And she hardly ever smiles, so I don't think that part's me, but I just can't wait to find out who she is and what she's all about. We'll be having frequent flyer miles going forward. So I probably will have a residence maybe in the Bay Area. Can't afford it. That's another thing. Anybody familiar with the Bay Area? It's similar to New York. Can't afford it. So I'll probably have stock in Marriott or the Hilton, along with many, many miles on United, because I'm already looking on my next flight. So anybody have any questions for me? Oh, hey, Elizabeth. I was just saying how it is to have a child or for a young mother to be giving birth through a pandemic. Those are mostly my tips that I could give out. Go get you some Freedom Mom. So if nobody else have any questions, there will be many, many pictures posted of a baby and Maya if her mom allows me to, because I have learned to respect that's their baby, not Momma Rhodes' baby or Gigi. So that's why most of the pictures is of the back of her head or something like that. So I have to get permission from the mommy or the parents to post her on social media, which is respectful, until she gives me permission and grew up to only want to do it herself. So next week, we'll get back to business. I believe what we were supposed to have been covering 2 weeks ago, before this Amaya tried to make her entrance into the world, which I'm kind of glad she did come early, because had we not have left, I might have not been able to make it, because Texas, y'all iced over, and it was pretty bad here. Like, for my outside viewers who are out of the state of Texas, the shelves are still limited. Food here is kind of limited. The supply chain has been drained. So I call myself leaving. You know how you leave for vacation and you eat up everything, and you want to clean out your refrigerator and your freezer, because you say, oh, we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. So let's get rid of all this stuff. Well, we did that. Now we're doing takeout till I can get to a grocery store. Try to figure some things out, but it's probably going to be some mini, mini soups. Maybe some iced tea. We're going back old school, because we're survivors. So with that being said, I love you all. Oh, hey, Trolling. And Elise, thank y'all for joining, and love you guys to hold this. Goodbye.